this question. Tell me if you will, what does it profit if you gain the world and lose your soul? Lose your soul. Battling enemies and the stress of the busy life Paula lived no doubt took its emotional toll on Paula. So when Benny Hinn invited her to go with him to Rome, she packed up her bags and joined him for a week-long adventure. But as luck would have it, the cheesiest of tabloids, the National Enquirer, somehow got wind of their time together, or else by chance caught them and got a picture of Benny and Paula holding hands. Now, the National Enquirer is not a magazine most people would take that seriously, but a picture is worth 1,000 words, they say. This one picture created a huge scandal that Paula could not find enough lawyers to fix. She could, however, deny that anything sexual had happened between them, and that she did. On Benny's side, he admitted that it was inappropriate for him to invite her to go with him for that week, but he emphatically denied that anything happened sexually. In the wake of such negativity from those pictures, Donald Trump asked her why she didn't ask him for help before the pictures hit the newsstands, because he knew people he could have talked to keep that article from being published. It turns out that AMI, the parent company of the National Enquirer, was paying hush money to a woman who had an affair with the president before he got elected. In response to Donald's offer, Paula told him that she didn't want to take advantage of their friendship and thanked him. Her life changed in a good way when one of her disciples, Jonathan Cain from the band Journey, asked her out shortly after his second divorce. Jonathan had met her several years previously while flying on Southwest Airlines first class. Paula had dropped a book in the aisle, and Jonathan picked it up for her. And as he picked it up, he noticed her expensive shoes and asked her what she did for a living. She told him she was a motivational speaker, but after more questions, she fessed up and said she was a pastor, upon which Jonathan started talking about his need to renew his love for God that he had when he was a young Catholic boy. With Paula's help, Jonathan renewed his faith, and years later, after his divorce, he asked her out on a date. In time, they married, and they are now considered a power couple. Lose your soul. Lose your soul. In 2011, Donald Trump was thinking about running for the presidency, so he called Paula, and she gathered about 30 people to pray with him. According to Paula, they prayed for about 6 hours. Some sources claim that Paula told Donald that day that it was not the right time, but at Liberty University, Paula told the students.
Many people don't know, back in 2011, he was considering running for president. And he called me up and he said, Paula, would you bring bring a handful of men and women of God around? And he said, I want to pray and see, what do you think? And so we prayed for him probably for 6 hours that day, just spoke into his life, prayed for him. The next day I said, what do you think? He said, I don't believe it's God's timing.
4 years later, after another prayer meeting with a group of evangelicals, Paula and Donald decided it was time. Since then, she has been counseling and advising the president regularly, and this troubles some of Vice President Pence's prayer and Bible study group. Several of Pence's friends in the White House emailed Trump and asked him to avoid Paula White, but those emails were never answered. Today, Paula is steeped in politics. She advises the president, and she tells Liberia who their best candidate is. And evangelical leaders, they line up at her door and sing her praises, hoping to be invited with her into the president's inner circle. Back at her church, the people continue to leave. Recently, Paula's son claimed that several hundred have left the church and that church is losing tens of thousands of dollars every week because of her close relationship with the president. But Reva Timms, the wife of the first pastor, the woman who did not get the position that she wanted at that church, says the church has been going down ever since Paula took over. At one time, New Destiny Christian Center in Apopka, Florida, was filled with over 8,000 people. Last week, I called the church and asked them how many attend their regular Sunday morning services. The person I talked to told me that the church had just started their second service, but their first and most popular service has a few hundred people in it. Paula is getting richer and richer. Her star is shining brighter and brighter today, but her church is dying.
And the other part of it is, ladies, if you don't know what he likes, figure it out. Get a book. Go get some porn. Do something. Whatever. If he likes to watch porn with him. You know what I mean? It's like, you got to get where you're going to go. Figure it out.
Sonia fell on the floor. Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm going to clear some stuff up because I know the church world. John and I don't watch porn. We have never watched porn together.
I stay in my own lane.
Okay, we don't. He doesn't watch porn without me because y'all are like that. And I'm gonna clear up because I know y'all just like breaking out. And we're not advocates of saying go outside, but what he's saying is educate yourself on sexuality. That's what he's saying. He's not saying get addicted to porn. He's saying educate yourself. If you're going to sit there and say we don't know what to do, get educated.